Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast episode 695. I'm your host, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
Mine?
Get your mic. Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony
What?
Kokonakis.
Hello, hello.
We didn't hear you, Mike. Welcome. So, welcome,
Is
listeners
Jim
and viewers.
there? I don't think Jim is there.
Oh,
Yep,
we
Jim
can't.
is here.
Oh, we hear him.
Oh, okay.
Bizarro World? Okay.
I don't hear Jim at all. I don't get him.
Maybe you should go. Restart or leave and come back, Mike.
Okay.
There was a Discord update waiting for those wondering when I logged in last time. That's what I had to do. So, but anyways, welcome to 695. Right? We're live on Twitch Tuesday nights. Thank you for joining us. If you're joining us live, all the content is on YouTube. So if you missed these live broadcasts, we're there for all the greatness of previous episodes and whatnot. So, yeah. How's it going, guys?
It's going.
I don't know why you never came back for me only, but that was weird.
I don't know. That was weird. But like I said, there was a Discord update. So welcome everybody. What have you been watching? So X-Men had a pretty good episode last week. I believe. Did we all check that one out? As I pour my seltzer here. So I thought it was a pretty good episode. I liked it. It was part. Didn't you like? I liked how they did like part one and then they did an episode and then part two. Essentially, that was interesting, but it was good. I don't know. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Anything negative to say about it, guys? I don't think so, right? That was pretty good.
I'm caught up now, so.
Oh, you caught up. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I feel like it's a little bit of a, it made, even though it's part two, it made it feel like a filler episode after the previous episode a bit.
I mean, a little
Also-
bit because of the way they finished the episode, but
Yeah.
I liked this continuation of this overarching story that they're giving us. I think it's good. I don't know. I like it. Like they're giving us a whole bunch of different areas. So
It was okay. I don't know how,
good.
doing something makes clothes and hair change magically, but whatever.
Yeah. Tony, what did you think?
I mean, I liked it. I don't get this criticism that it's filler when this is literally how the X-Men comics have done it, where it's like, hey, you have different characters in different
because-
places doing different things, and it all
Right.
comes together.
A comic book is like, a story told over years, like what, monthly. We have 10 episodes and then we have to wait like 2 years. So, I don't know. It matters a little more, I think, when 1/10 of your show is like, all right, now wait. Okay, here we go.
You had to wait 2 weeks.
Well, he's talking about the previous
mean,
episode.
the
Is
previous
the
episode,
not the part two. There was no filler before this. He's saying we got like a different story last episode, and then
Yeah.
rather than get the continuation of what we got there, we got
We've
this
got-
part.
We've got the predictable, obvious ending of part one and this part two here, while we were waiting to see what was happening from the biggest cliffhanger of the entire series. So it feels,
Again, you're gonna have to wait 2 weeks.
Oh, I thought you meant like you had to wait from 2 weeks from part one, which was true. I thought you mean like
Right.
Either
next
or,
week.
you have to wait
Yeah.
2
we're
weeks.
running out of episodes though. Like,
I don't like. It's like I don't know. I didn't have a big problem with it, but maybe
I liked
I got to binge through it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
it
as
was,
big
but-
of a deal for me, but I could understand that you could be upset, but at the same time, it's not a big deal for me, I guess. But yeah, no, I think that for coming at this, because like obviously it's really well done. Characters are great, and it seems like they're pulling a couple different stories and putting them together using different characters from the comics to replace other characters, which is fine. Fit their story. Make it your own. It's good. And yeah, like they alluded to, no one's safe. But I mean, it's a little predictable at the same time, and I think having waited to see it and like people talking up a lot, maybe it hasn't hit as hard as maybe some of the
Yeah, and
the
that's
chatter
ultimately,
has
what it comes down to.
pumped
is,
it
like,
up to be.
I love and appreciate this adaptation, but like, I said after episode 2, it's like when you're speeding running these arcs where it's like, hey, this entire storyline got summed up in one 20-minute episode. I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's some where I'm like, yeah, the whole Madeline Pryor thing is kind of weird and icky, but like, I think maybe it deserved more than 20 minutes to, you know, let that marinate and stew, because it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know, we're on to the next plot point already. But I mean, that's the belly of the beast, right? That's modern animation. You know, you don't really get 23 to 26 episode series unless you're like fucking SpongeBob SquarePants or anything like that. So it's unfortunate.
And he had no idea. I mean,
yeah.
it was a gamble. It was risk to get these 10 episodes out. People they didn't know what the reception would be.
You know, it's easy now that we're saying this, like, and seeing it. It's like, oh yeah, this is a slam dunk. This is a no-brainer. Blah blah blah. But I mean, this easily could have just been like, wow, this show is not good. Why did they bother? Right? Like,
yeah, that's what we. I mean, listen, when they first announced it, I'm like, this could probably be a train wreck. This could be like. This could be
That's the fear, right? Because you have that nostalgic feel, and like you know what you remembered and what you wanted it to be, and
right. But I don't know if the construction of the show should weigh in the possibility that it's bad. Like that doesn't.
No one's saying it's bad. We're just saying. I think the thing is right now is that they're trying to do more within these 10 episodes. I don't think they had the faith or guarantee that they'd be able to let this, like, you know, marinate more on these storylines and be able to, you know, focus in on different aspects, because they knew they were getting 20 episodes or something. They only had 10, so it's like let's speed run these storylines and get everything in here just in case. And that unfortunately is, you know, you want to have a little bit more fleshed out storylines from what you remember from the comics.
I do think, because I was trying to think why exactly, because the first half of this, you know, life-death arc was, you know, off of an episode, which was odd. And I really think they just wanted to create the feeling that more time had passed in that arc than what they actually had in screen time, maybe. That's the only reason I can think why they didn't just make this its own episode earlier on. But I mean, I guess that makes a little sense. It feels like passage of time is highly implied and important to what happened.
Well, right, because Storm, you know, goes off on her little journey, meets Forge and everything like that, and then she has her whole arc, and it ends with her, you know, turning on TV, and that's when the news hit, simultaneously while the X-Men back in New York are watching the news, you know, where Rogue is having to deal with the aftermath of
all the stuff,
what happened on the island.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be better for sure, but again, you know, I'm willing to gloss over.
Absolutely.
I mean, again, it's a miracle this is being
made,
right?
You don't have to be perfect. Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
And it's funny now.
I know.
Yeah, it's funny now because, like, seeing this, all these other people in various 90s cartoon communities, or even 80s, are going like, oh, well, obviously, okay, Spider-Man 98, right? People want to bring that back, or, you know, people are talking about, like, oh, what if WB brought back, you know, Justice League Unlimited, or Batman Beyond, or, you know, something like that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, the door is open. You know, you just see one thing with success, and, you know, you're gonna have people, you know, imitate it. You know. So.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing for the fans of those things, as long as they put the, you know, effort and time into making it, doing right by the fans and doing right by the show.
And the hope here, right, is that the show is successful enough where they can go back. You know, Kevin can go back to, you know, Bob Iger now and be like, hey, X-Men 97 doing pretty good, those numbers pretty good, Disney Plus pretty good, and it's like, hey, now we want a 20 episode season 3 or something like that, right? And that would be great. I mean, it would suck, unfortunately, for the storylines that we've, you know, ran through already, but I don't think so far. I mean, Life Death is, you know, kind of big back then. I only read it as a kid, and I was like, okay, I didn't really get it. But again, I mean, Age of Apocalypse, that would be worthy of an entire season, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like over a season, that would be so cool, and that's my dream. I'm like hoping now. It's like I hope they don't use it this season, because I'm like, there's no way they would do it justice in 4 episodes, right? 3 episodes.
We could do
what did you guys think though of the other half of this episode? This a little bit of clarification, sort of what's really going on, but not really, with a certain character, and a interesting. No. There was the whole other arc in space.
Yeah, no, I expected that. I expected that, but
I'm not a big fan, because, like, I
Yeah,
wish
see,
they
I
would have.
remember as a kid, once the Shi'ar show up, I sort of glossed over everything in
No,
my mind.
I don't have a problem with the Shi'ar. I have a problem with like them acting like, without a definitive statement on how long has passed in the universe. It's like, oh, Charles is gone. He's gone. We're all sad. It's like, but it seems like he's not gone, right? And I even said that after the first episode or two. I'm like, they're
Mhm.
acting like he died, but like he went to space. So why are they acting like he's gone forever,
Right.
right?
Well, that's why I was wondering if he did some mind bullshit to like make
and
everyone
and
think he
maybe that
actually
is
died.
if that's what he wound up doing, and they're like, retconning it, right? And comics love to retcon stuff. I'd be like, okay, like I get it, right? Because like I wouldn't want the modern day writers to be beholden to the people that had to end the show hastily because the last season was on a shoestring budget, and they're like, yeah, and Professor X got really sick and he had to go out to space. Goodbye, everybody. It's like, oh, okay, sure. Like, what are we supposed to do? I
But it does,
dislike the fact that they're bringing him back now already. Like, I want the X-Men to go through pains without him because they have to grow, right? And for him to
Yeah.
show, like, come back and be like, oh man, my X-Men, everything is really bad. Let me just fix everything. It's like, dude, like, you can wait to season 2 to bring him back. That's just my opinion.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Like I said, though,
Yeah, it was
they could do
awkward.
Onslaught. They could do a bunch of
Mhm.
comics,
But
which would be
it
good.
does seem that timing wise, I guess, his mental shock or whatever, it's supposed to be the same time at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
I will
So-
say that the part with him and mind schooling, detentioning everybody in that room, I'm like, that's an interesting use of his powers, and it does lead credence to like maybe they are opening up to that Magneto onslaught.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was
whatever.
thinking immediately when you started that. Yeah.
But like, I don't
Um,
think he ever mind wiped Magneto like he did in the comics. So maybe it would just involve something else happening before that. But I don't know. And we still have like Captain America that's supposed to be showing up
Again,
at some point.
It could be. Yeah, that's true. There could be a retcon though, because like if we're talking about him mind wiping his X-Men, maybe he did that also. You know what I mean? Maybe doing that.
I think if they wanted to do
Once
that,
you cross that line,
yeah,
you can't
that's
go
like
back.
they got to save it. And I mean, maybe that's something Kevin is, I refer to Kevin like I know him. I don't. But maybe that's something that Kevin Feige is
Old
like
Kev.
holding
Old Kev.
in the back of his pocket, right? Because like, okay, maybe he was big braining, being like, all right, we're gonna make X-Men '97 amazing. That way you can bring back Spider-Man '98, and then bring back Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, right? I think those all had cartoons
Yeah.
back in the '90s,
Yep.
right? And now you have like an AMCU, right? And then it's like, or yeah, C for cartoon instead of cinematic. And then you could do the onslaught thing for the Heroes Reborn, because that was a big event back in the '90s. I don't know how well received it was. I just remember back at the time as a kid, people were like, "Oh, they're rebooting all these, and these heroes are gone from the main universe." I was like, "Cool, fuck those heroes, fuck them heroes."
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it keeps going. I only watched I watched another episode of Shogun, which I will talk more about once I finish the series, which is now over. So I'll be give you guys the rundown next week on that. So been fantastic. So it's really gonna be a hell of a year for shows. Really is for the other years.
Yep.
There's a lot of good stuff already.
Yeah,
So.
it's Corey, anything for you?
Not just more anime and catching up on X-Men.
Yeah. Mike?
Well, I did finish Fallout this week.
Nice.
A while ago actually. Now it's earlier in the week. But yeah, I'm all done with it. I liked the ending. I feel
Okay.
again I'm feeling the pain of waiting for something else, but a little. But
You gotta wait.
I
I mean,
that's also Bethesda's problem here, where they have everyone all in on Fallout, and the next Fallout game will never come out.
well, let's I know we're in what we've been up to, but
Right.
obviously Fallout got renewed for season 2.
Right.
That's one of the big news things, and
Wow.
just to merge that together, will it be a while? Will it not be? What's like realistic here? Do we think next fall is not realistic? Is spring 2026 more realistic?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm hopeful that they were already in like pre-production and they can just go, and maybe we'll get it in
Maybe.
fall.
I mean,
But
it's a big budget show. There's a lot going on in it.
well,
lot of
I mean, the thing
practical
is,
stuff.
I feel like if you hit a time gap with it too much, you'll miss something. But you can also gamble that you could get the game out to by season 3.
No, there's no
No.
way.
You know,
No, the
There's-
game? Oh my
If-
god, Jim, what are you
We'll
talking
be
about?
lucky if the next old Elder Scrolls game is out by the time season 3 would be out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we're
true.
like
That's the
10 years
problem.
away from a Fallout
You
game.
gotta,
It's
you
not
gotta
this
fr-
decade.
yeah.
gotta skip the next Elder Scrolls game, which is not gonna happen. They
Mhm.
should have. If they knew this was gonna happen, the next game should have been Fallout, but no, we're gonna get an Elder Scrolls, and
Or they
no one's
should
gonna
just
care at that
should
point.
have canned Starfield, but you know,
Should have made Fallout.
yeah.
Then you could have timed
You
it.
could have made Starfield good too, and that would have been fine for them.
I mean,
I mean that
Always.
would have been
Always.
the hope, right? That would have been the hope.
But
that is the hope.
Mhm.
But yeah, this show. I mean, this show has done amazing for them. Games are up. Soundtrack listening is up. I saw you guys post that stat in the Discord today, which is funny because I'm like, I can listen to the soundtrack too, and I just queued that up myself. So I never
Soundtrack
even
is
thought about it.
interesting, too. Yeah, there's so
Well,
many of
it's-
those old songs that I identify with Fallout that they play.
Yeah.
But also they used sparingly. They used the actual theme in the later episodes, which I was kind of waiting for. Like I wanted to hear, the basic
Yeah.
Fallout theme, and they used it sparingly for a little bit of. I think maybe the second to the last episode. I'm like, all right, there it is. That's
Yeah, when
that's
she
what I
held the
was
flag
looking
up,
for.
I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when she was reading like the history
Mhm.
of the area, so it's cool, pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, waiting for more.
Yep, well, it's good. I mean, it's Amazon though too, so they have the money to back this if they need to. It's just I think it's more about scheduling for people, just making sure
Yeah.
everybody's got those schedules lined up.
I mean, the thing is, I will give Amazon credit. Like, I didn't realize how many seasons of Boys we had already. I was like, oh, like,
And a spin-off.
yeah, and a spinoff. So that's my hope.
Yeah.
There is that, like, at least on the Amazon side of things, because I can't speak to Bethesda or Microsoft, and even if I had to, it would not be on the positive outlook for them. But Amazon, I can absolutely see being like, we're greenlighting season 2 and fast tracking
And 3.
that, but also I could see them doing a spinoff. Absolutely, easily, just like Walking Dead did back in its heyday.
Oh,
after,
yeah.
like 3
Yeah,
seasons or
yeah.
whatever like that. Because like the Fallout universe
alternate.
is just
Yeah,
so
alternate them.
rich, and you can tell these stories that aren't like held to each other. Where it's like, oh, we can't do anything because we don't know what's happening in that show, right? You could just be
Yeah.
like, just have it take part in a different part of the country, and
Absolutely.
just don't do anything that would mess with the
like-
country canon or something like that. The lore.
They,
Why? Yeah, go on. What?
Now, that is one thing. I mean, I'm gonna avoid a spoiler here, but they did take a step to something that was never, at least to what I picked up from the lore of playing through Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas. They went somewhere with the lore that was sort of surprising, that was never fully, revealed before,
Yeah,
from what I could tell. So I was excited and pleasantly surprised by that. I was just like, oh,
yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Because it like rewards those longtime fans, and if you didn't know, you didn't know, and it didn't really affect you. You just
Didn't affect you. Yeah.
got to experience, the shock of the actual thing, rather than be like, oh, the implications of the lore. So that's fine. And again, the Fallout universe is so big, like they could just pick a random part of the country and be like, yeah, well, the spin out series is going to be in like fucking Missouri or something like that. It's like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what Fallout does so well. Is different points, different parts of the country.
Like some place that has like a landmark that you can like.
yeah, easily identify and
Yep,
stuff
and
like
then
that.
just ruin it and
yeah.
make it a
You-
poster.
I mean, you don't think they'll release it all at one shot again, right? Do you? This will be a weekly thing next time.
I think
Do you think they
will-
underestimated?
I think they will absolutely 100%. Because
Yeah.
like
It didn't make
The
any
game-
sense why they suddenly did it. Yeah.
like like I said, like Invincible, I felt they ruined that by being like, oh, 1 episode a week, and then we're gonna take a mid-season break, for 3 months.
That break. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
it's
didn't go
like-
back to it.
I didn't go back to it.
yet.
Yeah, I didn't go back to it
Yeah.
either. And I mean, you take 10 episodes, it's 3 months, that people could potentially have to sub to Amazon Prime for. And again, like you get that water cooler buzz because, like, again, I personally prefer a binge type style of content, but I can see for a corporation, if you have that weekly release, you get that water cooler talk that we discussed before in the podcast, where it's like, did you see the Fallout episode yet? And it's like, oh no, because like one thing I will say is like people are more brazen with spoilers these days. Like I can't even go into like if I know show's coming out, I'm like I
Yeah.
gotta either like put like spoiler words, like just filter it out,
Filter that out.
or I
Yeah.
just gotta be like I gotta scroll real fast because people just cannot shut up. Be like, I can't believe this happened in the last episode. It's like, dude, this came out 5 hours ago. How did you watch 8 hours of content in 5 hours? You fucking dumb bitch. Like,
No, but I mean, we're gonna do the weekly conversations about the X-Men, so it's I like that.
It
I mean,
keeps
Yeah.
it in, it keeps it top of mind, and that's nice for them.
yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that we'll definitely do that for season
Absolutely.
2 and milk it a little bit more.
And like I said, hopefully, I'm hopeful for like a fall winter, but we'll see of 2025. But we'll see. If they were already pre-production on it, that'd be great. Why have they not greenlit a season 3 already? That's my question. Like, just just go season 2 and 3 greenlit.
there's people involved. This isn't an animated series. Like this is, it's harder to schedule this stuff.
Sure, it is. That's why you greenlight them both and you get them under contract from right away.
I mean, I'm sure that discussion will probably be happening, depending on the writers, because like really, I think it depends on them, because like I will say I would hate to see this become a Walking Dead thing. Like, I love
Yeah.
like Lucy, don't get me wrong, but like I don't know if I want to follow her story for 10 years, like 10
Like,
season or
that's
whatever it is,
the beauty of what we were just talking about. Like, maybe not a spin-off, but a continuation of this, you know, this world, but with another character as we go. That could be like season 3 ends it with her and stuff like that. That would be cool.
Right?
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's a great idea.
yeah. If anything, I mean, I don't think it's going to be the logistics side because again, everybody's winning off of this right now. Microsoft, Bethesda, their sales
Oh,
are
yeah.
up. Steam,
Oh, yeah.
Steam and Valve are getting their 33% cut from all the games. Spotify is getting it from Amazon directly. So it's really just a planning thing. So why announce
Yeah.
something that you're not ready to divulge yet? But
Yep. All right, Tony. Anything else you watched besides X-Men?
no.
All right. Let's go into the news, guys.
Oh, I'm
Transformers.
I'm
What?
sorry, I did. I started Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I like that show. I
Yeah.
stopped watching it like midway through, so I should go back to it and
Yeah.
finish it up.
It's just something been kind of like fun to put on when I'm like cooking or doing chores or something where I could just like I don't really have to like watch it. I can
Yeah.
just kind of listen and if funny things happen, I can like rewind and watch it react. I don't know. I'm weird with certain things like that now, where it's just like I could just like half pay attention. But it's pretty funny. I like all the characters. They're range from like zany to like Jesus Christ, you're a hot mess. But it's nice.
The captain's great in that.
Yeah,
show,
the cat.
but-
I just was on the episode where he gets addicted to Quasi cupcakes, like a stupid Candy Crush, like obvious
Yeah.
knockoff and stuff like.
Yeah.
He's like, why? I just don't understand. It's like pretty.
That
funny.
actor passed away, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he passed away.
So it's unfortunate. It's like weird watching them. Like, oh, you're a really good
Yeah,
actor.
he's so good in it. Yeah. So, all right, Transformers 1 official trailer was released last week, just about the end of last week, I believe. Chris Hemsworth. It's the story of Optimus Prime and Megatron before they were Optimus Prime and Megatron. Yeah. So, interesting looking. I don't know. I
don't know how I feel about it, actually.
definitely not as bad as I was expecting in terms of getting that new voice actor in for Optimus Prime. Chris Hemsworth, obviously. I'm not opposed to it, but yeah, I'm not that bad. I mean, the guy didn't he officially retire? Right, he's officially retired, right?
Who?
Optimus Prime's voice.
Peter Cullen?
Yeah, Peter Cullen.
No.
Didn't he have like officially retire from the voice? I thought he did. I got like he did officially retire from the voice.
Still doing the
He
movies.
just did it in Rise of the Beast.
Yeah.
dude.
I thought that was it. I'm sorry. I thought that was it. He's not it. He's gonna do them again. I'm okay with that. I just thought we were getting all new voices now because I thought he was done with
it. It's possible. Like we'll have to.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. But go on.
Okay.
So I don't know. What would you think of the trailer, Tony? Any of your big?
I mean, it was all right. It was better than I thought it would be. Like I had really low expectations for it because, like, I don't know. Anytime Hasbro's like, we're making a completely new Transformers thing, I'm like, like, okay, what's the gimmick here or whatever? Just because they've done it so many times over the past 20-something years. But the worst part I would say is like I don't like their faces. Like it's just too smooth and too like clean. Like it just doesn't look like a robot, right? It looks more like a DreamWorks or like whatever. Like you are clearly watching an animated like thing for kids. Which again, I understand it's supposed to be, but like I'm just like, this is a little too like they turned the notch a bit more than I would have personally liked.
Mm.
But as far as the voice goes, I think Chris actually does a really good job as a young
Yeah.
Orion Pax is who Optimus is before he becomes Optimus. Like if I didn't know he was supposed to be Chris Hemsworth, I'd probably not know that until like a little later on, where I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, that is Chris' voice. So
Yeah.
he did better than I expected. The story has
I
potential to
agree.
be good because depending on the continuity, I think it's in the comics. Orion and Megatron were friends before they, became sworn enemies. So that's always
course.
a good
course.
angle of.
It's always a good arc. Yeah, the fall.
The
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
Magneto
Yeah.
and Xavier.
Yeah, exactly. The Magneto Xavier thing. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. But again, I don't know if this is supposed to be just a one-shot movie or if it's going to lead into an animated series or something. So it's just weird. It's really hard for me to like get
Gonna
invested
lead into
in it.
toys, Tony.
But even the toys, like I'm just like, because the day the trailer dropped, they're like, "Oh, here's the Optimus toy for the movie." I'm like,
Yeah.
like it's for the kids. I get that, they're doing plenty of stuff for the old boomer collectors like me, so I'm okay with that. But, yeah, it's all right. We'll see.
Target is removing physical media from its stores soon. It's going to still sell like these are just
Kept
movies and TV
shrinking.
shows.
Kept shrinking.
Huh?
So, I mean, that section
Yeah, it
keeps
was
shrinking.
anyways. I know. Like they're saying they're only going to keep a few select titles. I'm like, isn't that what they do already? But anything physical, like not games wise, video games will stay in the stores, but like TV shows, movies, they're going to be removed and shrunk down even further than what they are. And you can still sell. They're going to sell them online, so you can still browse them on their store. And then I believe the comment of like select also covers them for like Black Friday, for instance, when they do like super sales, they'll have like movies in the stores on those kiosks and stuff that they always build. But that's it. So, yeah, physical media is fading away. I mean, I can't imagine. I never see anybody in that section ever. Like the book section gets people, but nobody's ever in the movie side over there. They're right next to each other, but I've never seen anybody in the movie section. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
not surprised. I mean, the writing was on the wall when Best Buy did it, right? Like if Best Buy,
Yeah.
because they specialize in that, right?
that's what you go to the store for. Yeah,
Right,
pretty much. It's
when
yeah.
they did that, it's like, oh, now it's just waiting for everybody else, and I think Walmart's probably going to be the last holdout for that.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
surprised.
probably. Yeah, there's section is shrinking too. So, but all right. What else do we have? Did Fallout? Netflix adds 9.33 million subscribers in quarter one, blowing past estimates. Power of the anime?
Power of the content that's not anywhere else. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that's what it is. You got like all the international stuff. You got the animation. You got the originals. So
yeah.
that's
I mean,
how you build your brand.
it is. I mean, I'm subscribed still. I mean, I'm telling you guys that value at $6.95 a month is awesome. Like, I just love the.
Oh, we lost Jim. He froze.
He's gone. What a
Yeah.
freeze! Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you
That's
can
What
see
were
that
you gonna
too.
say?
quality
Something?
Photoshop material right there.
I hope you guys can see that too on YouTube and on Twitch. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, Netflix can't be beat.
Oh Jesus! I'm
Despite
frozen.
everything, especially now that we're outside the pandemic by a year, 2 years, whatever you want to say. The competitors that quickly came out and rose to that, we thought that maybe they would threaten it, like they just kind of fall to the wayside. Like I don't think anybody would say it's a controversial statement to say that Max has done shit. Disney Plus obviously has done not as well as they would have liked, where they even had to say like, hey, we're reducing content and spending on Disney Plus. It's like cool man, cool, like
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, it's but Netflix, there's always something coming out, and it's
Yeah, I
It was
honestly think that like Apple has some of the best television like outside of Netflix, and I think I could see them growing because they got the funding for it as well, and I could see like them merging with stuff in the future.
I think
like
with
we're talking
Apple,
about.
it's definitely going to be a slow burn, right? Where it's going to be more like slow and steady rather than the high swings with Disney.
Well, that's what I
and,
think. Yeah, I think like both Max, Disney, Paramount and whatever you want to, whatever streaming service, they all kind of just like shot their shot, like we're going all in here, like let's see,
Yeah,
and then
they're two pump
they're
chumps.
puttering out, yeah, and then and Apple's just kind of like, oh hey guys, we're just gonna slowly build up our catalog here, and I like what they're doing there because it's still got a lot of value for the price you're getting at Apple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, for sure. You know, I'd be sub to Apple too if they hadn't drastically raised the price. Like
They did do it
like
recently.
it was
Yeah.
like 40 or 50%. We're just like, dude, like
It was
that's
pretty
like,
high because it was I think $7,
Yeah.
and then it went to 10
yeah,
or
something
something.
like that. Or I'm like, maybe when like a thing comes out, you know, I'll sub to it and stuff like that. But like, I mean, honestly, like barring X-Men 97, which again is fantastic, like what is coming out on Disney Plus this year?
Acolyte.
Acolyte, yeah. Hopefully
Sure,
it's good.
and we all know how much I'm positive on Star Wars, even though I'm looking forward to that. Like, is this? It's
No,
kind of
it's
like,
I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, there's something else that's got me back into Star Wars, so I am more looking forward to some more Star Wars things to be good. But it's hard to believe after what we've seen so far.
I listen. I'm hopeful, but I'm not. You know, I'm hopeful that it's good, but I don't expect it to be good. That's it. That's the best way to say it.
Mhm.
So I hope it's good. I really hope it's like, oh my god, this is incredible. But do I expect that? No, I expect it to be more meh. We'll see. Hopefully. So, all right. Apologies for the connections. Apparently, my network is not doing good.
So we got good freeze frame of you. So
Good.
for you
Yeah.
audio listeners, check out the YouTube video.
Yeah,
Perfect.
apparently. Let's see. Let's talk about Zaslav. Yeah. So the Warner Brothers CEO, Warner Brothers is notorious. For those who don't know, and if you don't listen to this podcast all the time, we talk about them constantly about how they're cutting corners, cutting content, cutting everything you can think of, canceling movies for tax write-offs. Zaslav gets a $50 million. Is that a raise or a bonus? That's a raise. 26%.
yeah,
26% increase in pay.
Mm.
Good for him.
Because he's done such a good job.
Yeah, that's how you reward
honestly, It's one
people.
of those things where like you kind of wonder how much bad shit somebody can do before somebody just like does something to them, right? And I'll just leave that ambiguous, like in terms of like do something, but like I don't know a man that's more
We
hated
here
in
at
Hollywood
All
right
You
now.
Can Geek do not endorse any.
Oh, we don't. Yeah, we
violence.
don't endorse any of it. But it's just like, you know, with each new like cancellation or fire, because I mean, like, Cartoon Network's in shambles, right? Like they fired most, if not everybody there. All those animation studios are like pretty much dog shit.
Discovery is a channel that they
Rooster
bought.
Teeth,
They merged.
Rooster
They have
Teeth
no
is done.
content. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no content. Yeah.
Well, he's
Rooster
a
Teeth is
Discovery
done.
guy. He came when that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing for like Discovery is like empty. I was just talking about that the other day. I'm like, there's nothing on this. Like they're not making new shows. They're not making anything.
Max is losing more content than it's gaining.
Yeah.
it is funny. Like,
Like we
Shazam
could
was
argue
on
about like
Netflix.
how I don't know why. It's funny too. There's also rumors like stuff is still on Max. Like all of the animated like DC stuff is still there, but there was rumors that it was going away, and we believed it because who's to trust anything they do? And we can debate how Warner Brothers was before the merger, but it's been markedly worse after the merger, and that's Zaslav, and he sucks. There's just no way around it.
but yeah, I can't think
I
of a
see.
single person more
a-
hated in Hollywood right now than Zaslav. Like,
Yeah. I mean, well, he's not hated by somebody. He's getting a massive pay raise, but he's
Himself.
hated by most. Yeah.
right, because that's
no.
him and his board being like, yes, we approve these raises to ourselves and each other.
Yeah, what
It's
you
like,
what you have done has been fantastic for us. We're gonna give you a raise.
Yeah.
That's what they told him. So, writing off those movies and killing properties.
fuck Zaslav.
Yeah, fuck Warner Brothers.
Hurting the games
Um,
too now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
absolutely.
All right, let's bring it up. The news of the week. Well, not news of the week. The news this week, yesterday. Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, guys. Check it out.
Official trailer dropped.
Yeah,
Pretty good, I would say. A lot
it looks,
going on in it.
dude. It looks fun. I can't wait. It looks so fun. Like that's what you want from this movie. Buddy cop kind of thing. We expected it obviously, but I loved the trailer. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So
It's fun looking. It's good to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine with Ryan Reynolds,
Yellow.
Deadpool back
Yellow.
together again.
And we do have some instances of the sleeveless version of that
Hmm.
costume, so
Yeah.
we can
And
all
there was
rest easy.
some interesting like characters in front of the giant Ant-Man skull.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of dark. Actually, I was like, oh,
It
like
was dark.
I was like, they're using Ant-Man's head for their
As a base.
headquarters. Their headquarters.
Oh, the
Yep.
headquarters. I get it.
Yeah,
I
Mhm.
get it.
I
Yep.
guarantee
Yeah.
that's going to be a joke in the movie too.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Uh,
I mean, I saw a bunch of
I think
X-Men.
Pyro is there.
Pyro.
Lady Deathstrike was there.
No, latest
Mhm.
strike. Azazel from
Yeah.
First Strike or whatever. What's
First
that
class.
First class. Thank you.
First strike.
First class.
That's magic.
Yep.
But I did not expect Cassandra
Toad was
Nova
there,
to
too.
be
Toad
the
was
yeah.
there.
Cassandra Nova to be the villain.
Hmm.
Because she's pretty fucked up. Like, I mean,
That whole storyline
that
is
storyline
very
is
fucked
super
up.
fucked
So,
up. Like,
like,
that's
if
one
you
of
guys
those
don't
X-Men.
know,
I
that's
don't
like
know.
Sandra Nova is Charles Xavier's twin, and in the womb they had a psychic battle because they were just so powerful and like they needed dominance, and Charles had to subdue her, and she became like this entity. And essentially, in the comics, if you're like this kind of energy, essentially, you don't really take a form, but she's just so powerful that she takes a form and comes back for revenge,
Hmm.
essentially. But she is
Something
the
what Charles
evil
did
Charles Xavier.
after X3.
Yeah.
Hmm. Cool.
So it's kind of interesting with the angle they're going, how they played up the Wolverine part in this trailer. How like whoever it was, Saw was like, oh, this is the Wolverine that failed his world and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, well, the world seems pretty all right when Deadpool comes into the bar to talk to him and stuff like that. But then people, like, I saw some speculation online that maybe Wolverine somehow, like that Logan, somehow got to the 616 universe. And he's just hanging out and being depressed, drinking, and that's when the TVA and Deadpool come into play and stuff like that. I don't know. Who knows if that's
There's
the
a
thing?
lot of theories
There's
for
a lot of
sure.
theories, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
interesting
I have-
things.
Do I have to watch Loki season 2 too before this?
No, but
you should watch
Loki
it.
season
You should
2
watch it
anyway.
anyways.
That's
Yeah.
my number
the
one
first-
show of last year, man.
I watched the first season and I don't have any
No,
real
you should watch
enthusiasm
season 2.
to
You
watch
should
season
watch it,
two.
but as far as this trailer goes, I mean, the action looks like a lot of fun. I'm glad that they're going full out gory, even in the trailer.
Yeah,
here.
when he got stabbed in the
Yeah.
fucking ball.
Yep. So
Yeah.
that's good. And the cameo, like there are a bunch, like we just saw a tease of those cameos, and
Yeah.
rumor has it, like pretty much you're getting a ton of people like that you wouldn't expect. Like Channing Tatum is supposed rumored to be playing Gambit in this, which is gonna be funny. And it'll be cool to see.
For decades.
Yeah, he's been trying.
Yeah, and
So-
like it'd be cool to see X-23 coming back as well. I think that'll be neat. So I'm excited to see what they do here to get some of these old X-Men characters and just blow them all up and like reset everything essentially. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
Yeah, give him the
I
send-off they
hope it's
deserve.
fun. I'm a little over these multiversal bullshit stories, but
That's what I think this is
It'll be
about,
fun.
right? Is to kind of fix
Get
a
rid of
lot
it.
of that, right?
Yeah.
Is to kind of reset a little bit and kind of get focused on something for the future.
I feel like I think this is supposed to kick that off to kind of start to rein it in. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
close
the
it out.
X-Men under
But
Fox never made
which-
sense to begin with, right? I mean, they broke their own continuity right after 3.
Mm-hmm.
we just explained how he fixed himself. He doesn't need a form. He can make himself an entity just like Cassandra Nova. That's the only thing. No, First Class really broke the the canon.
Well,
a bit.
sure, First Class did, but then you have Days of Future Past, which even though I like, that was like, that doesn't really make sense.
I really like that movie, but you're right. Yeah, it's yeah, it messed the
um,
continuity up even more. So yeah,
so it's like whatever. You always had to take that with a grain of salt. So I don't personally have a problem with it. And again,
it's
if
time
they're
travel.
giving a
That would be
bookend to
clear.
the Fox universe, then have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it should be fun.
Looks good.
That's the main thing is it's like everywhere. There's trailers everywhere. So
First
Yeah.
billion-dollar movie this year.
and as you
Yeah.
pointed out, Tony, the co-creator of Deadpool gets a little shout out because he can't draw feet.
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
But it is like he's talked about it too, right? Like he hates drawing feet
Oh,
and
he,
hands. Like if you
oh,
know,
he admits it. He doesn't shy
Yeah.
away from it at all. He's like, dude,
Yep.
fuck feet. And I'm like, yeah, I understand, man. My
You know,
dude, I
I think
understand.
they're always hidden, and like even like I said, like on the Discord, like he even hides his hands as much as possible if he can. So
Yeah. Because I mean, like the thing is, like, what I understand is that he got a lot of work just because he met deadlines, right?
Mhm.
It wasn't so much that he was like a great artist, which I would argue like there are pieces of his.
he
that
has
he
a
does,
style.
Yeah, he has a
It's just-
style.
I thought his cable looked good there, just had no feet. And then when you shared, it's the Captain America. I was like, okay, but
Yeah,
go
that
on.
was later on. But like when he was like in his prominence of the heydays, like it was fairly balanced. And again, he just met deadlines, so it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, of course we're gonna give the guy that does decent to good work and can meet the deadlines. We're gonna give him as much work as he can handle and stuff like that. So there's something to be said of that. For better or for worse, I mean, he is a footmark in comic history.
There you go.
Sorry,
We got it.
couldn't
All
resist
right.
that one.
So tickets will be on resale soon, I'm sure, for this. So check out for
July.
that.
Couple more months.
Yeah, and that's it for the Moviecast, folks. It's gonna wrap us up here on this one. So stay tuned for the Gamecast. Once again, we are live Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Join us live for these conversations. YouTube has all the content, so go on over there, subscribe, smash the like button, leave us a comment over there. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you over on the Gamecast. We are out.